Hi everyone, Lewis here, and today I'm going to be making a video on how exactly you can repair a car in the DayZ mod on ARMA 2. So before we do anything, you do of course need a toolbox accessory to use most of these items. The only exception to a rule is that you can actually fill up your car using jerry cans without having a toolbox. So if you do have some friends, they can fill up the car for you if they do not actually have a toolbox. So let's just get inside the car and I'll show you all the different things which correspond to the different parts which you can repair of the car. So in the top left you will see first off the hull, which corresponds to scrap metal, the engine, which corresponds to engine parts, the fuel, which corresponds to the fuel tank parts, and finally the wheel, well, the WHL, which does of course correspond to the wheels. So let's just get out and I'll show you first off what you do actually need to make the car move. So you will need of course 4 wheels to make the car move. Each of these wheels takes up 6 slots in your inventory, and on top of that you will need at least 1 jerry can to make the car actually move, and a jerry can takes up 3 slots in your inventory. So let's just go ahead and put each of the wheels on our car, and you can see the 4 ones which you require are the left front, the left back, the right front, and the right back. So let's put this on quickly. Okay, so there we go, you can see all of the wheels are now on the car, so now we are ready to fuel up the car, and I'm just going to be fueling it with 1 jerry can for now. It's not exactly something I'd recommend, just having 1 jerry can and then setting off, but I'm going to be talking about that in just a second. So just to prove that it does indeed actually move, you can see right here, there we go, that's all I'm going to move with it, because otherwise I'm going to attract zombies, and basically using this kind of setup, it's highly likely that it's going to blow up. Pretty much any budge on the car, like just with a signpost or anything like that, is going to make the car blow up. It might seem a bit silly, but that's just how it works basically. So the next things are things which I strongly recommend. The main thing which you really need is the engine parts. The engine parts are going to stop your car from blowing up from just hitting one little signpost or whatever you may hit, and the engine parts take up 6 slots in your inventory. And we'll just repair the engine quickly. And on top of that, I do also recommend before you set up using about 3 to 5 jerry cans inside your car, otherwise you're going to run out of fuel, not quickly, but there's always a chance that you might not find another fuel can, well, a jerry can, so you don't really want to, you know, obviously get stranded in the middle of nowhere. So let's just go ahead and fill it up with a few more jerry cans, just so we've got a bit more room to actually move across the map. Okay, so there we go, I fueled up the car with another 40 litres of fuel, bringing it up to a grand total of 60 litres. Each of the jerry cans fuels up the car for an extra 20 litres, and the grand capacity of all of the cars currently is 200 litres, so you would need 10 jerry cans to fill up the car completely. And the next things which I'm going to be showing you guys are things which are just highly recommended, well, not highly recommended, just recommended. The car right now is pretty much good to go, but there is a few weaknesses in the car. The main one being that it doesn't actually have any fuel tank parts. Each fuel tank part takes up 3 slots. Basically, it just means the car uses less fuel. That's pretty much a simple way of putting it. So I'd highly recommend using that as well, because then of course you can go further into the wilderness. And on top of that, I do also recommend using some scrap metal on the car, and each of the scrap metals take up 3 slots. You do of course only need 1 of both the scrap metal and the fuel tank parts to fill up the car all the way up to a green status on their respective parts. Right, there we go. And let's just get in the car quickly so I can show you the current status of all the parts. So you can see all our parts right now are green, so it's pretty much good to go. One thing we are lacking right now is glass in any of the windscreen places. So the final thing which you can use, I'd highly recommend against it, is windscreen glass. These take up 2 slots each, and you can see there's a lot of things which you can actually put in. You can see there's all of those different slots you can put in for the glass. So I'm going to assume this one's going to be the front of the car, but probably isn't. So this is really just for cosmetic reasons. It doesn't do anything additional for the car. There we go, there's the one at the front of the car. That's pretty much it. I mean, if you want it, then sure, you can get it up after a long time, but of course you can quite easily just shoot them out. So if you are under fire, someone can easily just break them, then you're going to have to repair them. So they are pretty damn useless to use. But let's just get inside the car quickly so I can show you just moving around a bit. So there we go. It's a very nice car, and I'm just going to drive it around to our left over here. That's pretty much it. So yeah, that's all the stuff you need. There'll be a full list of all the required components in the description below, along with the actual spawn locations of all the different cars. There's of course quite a few different types of cars, each of which perform differently in terms of speed. And of course they do have various different capacities. There will also be a playlist in the description below which shows you how to repair other vehicles in the DayZ mod on Arma 2. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. If you did find the video useful or informative, then please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe and all that good stuff. If you've got any questions about how exactly you repair these vehicles, then feel free to PM me or leave it in a comment below, and I'll see you guys later.